Well, I'm excited for today. I feel like there's been a shift in the energy. I don't know if you guys are feeling it. Feels positive to me. So I'm interested to see what the guides have to share with us today. I'm going to go ahead and get us started. If anybody else wants to join, we'll let them in. And I'm going to turn it over to the guides for some opening messages and see what they have to share with us today. Emily, whenever you're ready.
Hello, beautiful workers of the light. We are here today to congratulate you on your large shift of paradigm, frequency, reality. We are going to allow the earth angels to speak, but they wanted our frequency instead. So we are translating for them. That's why we are slower, more angelic. Do you feel it? We have to make fun of ourselves. We are the Octurians if you are not already familiar with us. We are holding the frequency for many of you that are in need of it today. The earth angels are bringing through this message for you. They are cheering. There is a lot of celebration. Celebration in the skies, in your skies, in the heavens, in the realms all around you that support the highest timeline for Earth. They want you to see this. No matter who you wanted to be in the office of the United States, it does not matter. You chose a timeline. That is what you are choosing. Collectively, you chose the timeline to allow for the greatest good of all. What does that mean? We like the Pleiadians' way of putting it. There won't have to be so much shaking. There won't have to be so much destruction, yes? Smoother, easier road you all chose. Why? For them. You chose it for them. So that they didn't have to be disturbed, so they would not have to suffer as they ascended, so that they could learn the easy way. You are allowing this frequency, this road to be. They want you to be patient, workers of the light. This is hard for some of you, because with such a grand shift, you wanted to see more. You wanted fireworks. You wanted the show to be grander, to allow you to know that things had shifted, to allow you to know that you are right, to allow you to know things are progressing in the way that you saw they should. And the angelic team says, be patient, workers of the light. You are the ones that are sacrificing in order to hold the light, to hold the frequency for the shift. It's not the work that's rewarded in the now. It's the work that's rewarded after. They want you to know that. They want you to feel it and remember it. It's not time to give up, but it's time to hold your heads high. Know that you are doing this work behind the scenes, even if no one notices you, even if no one gives you reward, even if everyone thinks you are crazy. You are holding the door open for them to come through, siphon through, to reach the highest timeline possible for this shift. You are making it available. And collectively, you chose the timeline that would be the most gentle on them. Congratulations. Congratulations to you all. We are proud. This is not always the most rewarding, where the human eyes get no reward. But your hearts chose it for them. And we are grateful for that, for all of you. Do you see?
Wonderful. Thank you so much for that beautiful message. So it does feel very interestingly enough, as we moved through our election, I expected there to be more fireworks. I thought that it was going to be a little more chaotic, but to me, it felt like this smooth transition, which was really interesting. So, and I have been seeing other people saying that we are now on this higher timeline. So you've just confirmed that for us. So we've also been hearing that there's a lot more breaking down and things to come. Are we still on that trajectory? Can you talk about, are there still some chaotic experiences, or have we completely shifted in a new direction? What can we expect moving forward?
Depends on your reality, depends on your energy. Let me show you. There will be some of you that choose to keep it in your reality, keep your eye on it, to see it, to notice it. It is there, it always has been. It is timelines that will play out. Many of you are familiar with the understanding that all timelines need to play out together now to converge to one. And as they are still in motion, you have not reached convergence point. You will some see, hear, notice the darkness coming up to the surface to be cleansed, to be flushed. And think of it as a boiling pot of water, and it has some impurities in it. And as it gets hotter and hotter, as the frequency, as the energy on the planet, due to your expansion of consciousness, due to the higher timeline in which you all have brought to the earth now to experience through, the impurities rise to the surface, and some of them will be noticed by you, and then pop, they will disappear. They will dissipate. The frequency cannot hold them in the reality. Do you understand? If you are living in the reality of the higher consciousness choice point, which all of you are, you will not see it for long. You will look to the right and you will see something bubble up and release, bubble up and release. And these are the timelines coming to the surface in order for them to be dissipated due to mere physics of your reality. Anything that holds a darker vibration cannot survive, will not survive. So therefore, it's not if it, will it, should it come, it will be. It has to be. As all of you hold this frequency of the higher timeline open and available, holding the door open, holding it, holding it, holding it, we know it's exhausting. This is what you are allowing. You're allowing for those timelines to quickly dissipate themselves, never to be seen again, never to be available to be dropped into, manipulated into, feared into. You will no longer have that available timeline. Do you understand? It's a cleansing for each of you. This happens on an individual level as well as a collective level. It will happen in your life. So don't worry so much. Don't judge it as it comes up. You say, oh, I thought we were on a higher timeline. And on a higher timeline, why would this exist in my life? They must have been lying. Someone was lying to us. Child, it's always been there. And now it's time for it to come to the surface so that it can be dissipated in a higher frequency light. But if you don't keep your door open, if you slam it shut, if you decide we are not telling the truth, that horrible things are happening around you, you can experience the lower timelines, sure. It's up to you, children of the light. You are all very strong. You all understand this concept, and therefore we know that you will be keeping yourselves away from the lower timelines and dissipating them quickly for the collective, for that is why you are all here, of course.
Wonderful. Thank you for that. So I have noticed, and I've been noticing it, but recently it's really standing out to me that so many of these darker things are coming to the surface. People are seeing them now. It's almost like you don't have a choice. And if you've been participating in these darker things, it's now being seen. So, what else can you share with us about the truths coming? What do we need to know to be prepared? Because I think there's some deep, dark things that still have to be seen. Probably most people in this group are aware of those, but how do we hold space for that to trickle to the surface when these things are really hard to look at?
We're assessing your group. Your understandings, your energies are varied. We're trying to find a middle point of conceptual ideas for you to experience through just a moment. This is what we see for this group. It can be very different in the world around you, so perhaps this would not be good advice for them. But for you, all of you, we see that you understand. We see that you've always been aware of the darkness within your systems. We see that you've been always aware, awake to the understanding that what you see is not what you get. So therefore, as they are coming to the surface to be cleansed for the very last time, we feel many of you will not be surprised. None of you will be gasping. None of you will be beside yourself. You will nod your head. You will look at it and say, finally. And you will feel justice in your hearts. And you will feel proud. For you know that your teams of light have been extremely busy. Your teams of light have been working and working and working diligently to bring the darkness up, to erase them, to bring them to justice. Many of you are involved in this yourselves. Many of you have been very busy, whether aware or not. If you are of the light, you are being utilized now. You have all been involved in it in one way or another, to erase it from planet of Earth, to heal the ones who have been broken, to dissipate. You will see, it is deeper than you understand. The ones who have done this, the ones who have brought horrible, horrible things to the purest of hearts, they will not just be punished, dear ones. They will be dissipated from existence. It will not exist. They cannot survive any longer. They have broken the universal law. It is grand. It is amazing. So we want to show you, all of you in the group, do not fear, do not worry. We don't feel that you are. We feel that you all understand. We feel that you will all be proud. You will all cheer when you see this occurring. You will not be surprised. Now, your neighbors, your friends, your co-workers might be gasping as they see it for the first time. So as those energies fly around, as those emotions are coming up from the collective, we say, hold yourself strong. It won't be hard for you now. Do you understand? We have told you this. With this grand shift of energy, you now get to breathe. You now get to be the ones to rest. It's your resting time. Not in a giving up way, in a strong way, in a radiating light way, in an expansive way, in a have fun, enjoy your life, look at the positive, bring gratitude to your life, to what you've experienced here, for all that you've fought for, because you've won. Do you understand, light workers? You've won. You've won. We'll say it again and again. You have chosen the path for them. The easiest path available for them. You selflessly chose it. You have done well, beautiful workers. We are so proud of you.
Thank you so much. So, I would love to just get a little higher perspective on our new presidents. I know that there may be a lot of different feelings about him in his 3D form, um, but I would love to hear about Donald Trump from the higher perspective and his role at this time. What role is he playing to help bring change to this world? What can you share with us about that?
We are excited. So much energy around this question already. So many thoughts, different understandings. We like to scan all of you first. What do they think? How do they feel about it? We want to know if we are going to be the ones to disrupt the party or join the party. We're trying to decide how to present it. Trying to be very careful. As all of you like to repeat our words. Don't want to stick our foot in our mouth. Going to tiptoe slowly into this. Decide how to take it from there. This is a very special being on the earth now. Very special. He is there for a big change, isn't he? You all know it, you all feel it. Despite how you feel about him, it does not matter. He's like an Octurian, isn't he? We're not saying he is or not. We're not allowed to share that. He doesn't allow us to. But he likes to rattle the cages. He likes to be loud. He likes it when he disrupts someone, doesn't he? And some people say, I don't like that. It's not a nice person. And other people say, I love that about him. Yes. Speak up. Speak for America. Speak for the world. And you are at odds. But you have one thing in common, don't you? That he is making great change. He is not following suit, is he? He's rattling everyone's cage. Wake up, he says, wake up. Whether you agree with him or you don't agree with him, he is getting you to think. He is getting you to look. He is getting you to feel. And that's what this change is about. It's about bringing you back to your heart. What do you think? What do you believe? Think for yourself. Think for yourself. The humans have been led down a very slippery slope of sleep, haven't they? Don't worry. Follow us, your leaders have said. We will take care of you. We will give you the loans, the credit cards. You don't have to worry about life. Shh, be quiet. Go back to sleep. And here comes this soul, this character. We will call him a character because that's what he is. And he starts to talk in ways that aren't appropriate for a president. And just his voice alone has gotten him in trouble, hasn't it? Just like the Octurians, yes? Too loud, said too much, said the wrong thing. Oh, we loved it. So fun. And they woken a lot of people from their slumber. They said, "What? President is not supposed to act like that. They're not supposed to say those things. They're not supposed to do this. They're not supposed to do that." And all of these people started to wake up, whether you loved it or hated it. So first and foremost, we will say this character is playing a role to wake them up. Rise and shine. Are you ready for change? This is what he does. This is what he's great at. He's done a fantastic job. One character amongst billions on a planet has woken up more, all on his own, than any before. Brilliant. We're going to stop there. We will see if you have any specific questions. Otherwise, that's our generalized feeling, information for you, for him today.
I do have a question. I don't know if you can answer it, but what is his level of awareness of what's happening in the world, ascension wise? I've heard in the past that he is very connected with his higher guidance, his team of light. Does he have an awareness of that? Somewhere maybe in between? What can you share with us about what he knows about what's unfolding in this world?
Ha. We're getting permission. Just a moment. We don't want to be the ones in trouble today. Pleiadians will slap us on the hand with a ruler. Yes, just as we thought. We will say this very blunt. We feel as though we are bringing in his energy into us now. Don't be stupid. He knows all of it. That's what they say to us. Let us break this down for you, Heather. This character, not only is he aware, he's in direct communication. This character is being led from his team of light. This character works directly for a team of warriors who will bring the darkness down. He is aware on every level of existence. He has been allowed to see personally his team amongst other teams in order for this operation to occur. He has seen more than many of you. Do you understand?
Amazing. Thank you for sharing that. All right, so I'm going to start poking around in these amazing questions. And sort of while we're talking about things to come, Corinne had a question. She says, before the end of the year, I've been hearing that there could be a shelter in place order issued for our safety. She wonders if there's anything that you can share. And I will add to this. I follow Blossom Goodchild, who channels the Federation. I've been listening to her for quite a while. I feel very connected to her and what comes through. And they always talk about that there are phases to this ascension process, what we're moving through. And we've been in phase one for quite a while. And what will signal us moving into phase two is another lockdown, which we all can't possibly imagine. So, is there anything that you can share with us? Because I think from their point of view, they said it will be for our safety, maybe not another virus as we've had before. And you can share with us about the possibility or potential of that from your perspective.
We are getting appropriate permissions today. We have shared with many of you, we have to be careful because We do not wish to shift your timelines unnecessarily due to our information. Do you understand? We have to be very careful with the human consciousness. It has to grow organically. It has to evolve organically. It has to understand, see the light on its own. If we are to come in and to tell it all to you, we too break the law. And it is not approved. So we are here only to bring highest information in order for you to grow on your own, in order for you to expand, to read between the lines. You have to figure it out on your own sometimes. We will drop breadcrumbs. We wanted to explain that in case you are wondering why we won't just tell you. We so wish we could trust us. This is our favorite thing to do, yes? We are the Octorians of that. We love to talk to you. Let us see. We are allowed to share this, so we are happy. This is a possibility, yes. But it's not what you think. Perhaps it is. Perhaps you already read between the lines. This could be potential if need be. Okay, let us show you. As the angels have shared with you at the beginning, you all have chosen a very high timeline at this time for the easiest, smoothest, most peaceful transition for humanity. However, we have not converged, have we? There are still alternate timelines at play. The collective can still jump downward spiral, and it may get too heavy for the light workers to maintain, to hold the door open for this peaceful transition. If this is to occur, you still have no fear. Because now, with the way things are, many of the teams of light that have been assisting Earth for a long time will be allowed to assist. Meaning, if there were to be a threat to humanity at this point, we would be allowed to, we would say, rescue, to assist, to shift things for you. If this order is to go out, do not fear. Do not go into trauma. They have trauma. That was their point. Do not go into trauma response. Breathe, cheer, be excited. Just know it's okay, because it is for your greatest safety. It will be to keep you all on our watch, for us to watch you, for us to keep you safe. We don't need you roaming the streets, roaming out. Wide open target. You are light workers. You have a X on your back. You have a large light. They will watch you. If you are bringing a lot of light to your section of the planet, you could be targeted, but we do not say this for fear. You are not in any sort of trouble. We have all of the resources, abilities to keep you in constant connection to us. The ones that have needed this assistance, we have already. Some of you will like this, some of you won't. We just got that feeling. We're going to say it anyway because we want you to know it's okay. You do not need to fear. It is your family. The ones who have needed assistance to keep in direct contact to make sure they are to be kept safe have already been chipped. We said it. You say, don't chip me. Oh, it's your family. It's fine. We are keeping you safe. We will know exactly what is happening to you at all times on a much higher level than you can understand. So if this is to take place, know that it will only be from the direction, the orders from the Federation of Light. They will be the ones, if that is to be. But it is not solidified. That is only needed if humanity does a downward spiral. But as of now, that is not on your timeline. As of now, you all are holding the door open beautifully. You are holding the light. You are holding the frequency. You are holding this timeline where we are smooth sailing to the end. No one will be disturbed. Do you see?
Wonderful. Thank you for that. And so I know I feel a connection to the Federation, the Galactic Federation. I feel like there's many interchangeable names in there. Is this group that we have here, we all connected to the Federation in different ways? Are we all working on these councils? Anything you can share that this group might find interesting? And my dog alarm is going off.
You all have very, very special roles to play, as you know. You are all very different. Some of you are in communications, direct communications with the Galactic Federation of Light, as you call them. Yes, that is true. Many of you work with the groups that work in direct communications. This is where we are taking our orders at this time, of course. In order to assist, we have to be in unison. We have to be connected in this way. And this is where we all connect in order to take our orders, to allow this to go smoothly for them. This applies to every level of light worker. Let us show you. For instance, we feel angelic presence in here, not just the channel, of course, but in this group. These are the ones who are bringing the love, the gratitude, the peace, the frequency to the earth. And they say, I don't think I'm taking my orders from the Galactic Federation of Light, but you are. The Lyrans, they say, I'm not going to take my orders from anyone. Nah, just kidding. They are also taking orders. Do you see? Pleiadians, of course, they love to take orders. Oxurians, we don't like to take orders, but we are team players. Yes, we are assisting. Syrians, yes, you are also involved. Do you see? It is a very, very, very wide scope of beings. Anunnaki, yes, you are involved. Who are coming together as one galactic race. We are all taking an order in some way at this time in order for it to be smooth, in order for it to be peaceful, in order for as many souls as possible to be rescued, saved, evolved, without torture, without trauma, without loss. Wake them up now in their conscious state. Wake them up as they are, in order for them, through free will, to get the opportunity to shift into the higher dimensional state of being without having to go and learn somewhere else. Do you see? We're trying to save as much humanity as possible. That's what we've always been here for. That is why all of you are here. We want to show you something. Every single one of you in this group. You physically could not understand what we were saying. You consciously could not make sense of it. Every thread of your being would fight against this information if you were not here as part of the team of light. Your frequency would not allow it. Have you ever tried to talk to another person about extraterrestrials, ascension, even just the word frequency, and their eyes glaze over, and they act as though they didn't hear what you said, and they change the subject? Have you noticed that response in some people? And you say, don't you understand? It's about the ascension. And they say, oh, what's for dinner tonight? They can't take it in. So we just want you to know, rest assured, that if you're hearing us now, if you're understanding us now, you are the team of light. And you are participating and taking your orders on one level or another, whether it's direct or down the chain of command from the Galactic Federation of Light, in order for this to go off smoothly. Do you see?
Amazing. Thank you for sharing that. So, Maria wants to know, she says she's curious to know current guidance regarding upcoming changes in our financial system. This is something that so many people worry about. We hear everything's going to have to collapse. And of course, now we're on this new timeline. So maybe there's no need for collapse. It might shift in a different direction. Where we are right now, what can you tell us about upcoming changes in our financial system, what we can expect, and how we might prepare for those changes?
Oh, we love your human questions. What's going to happen with our fake money in the bank, you'll ask us today, huh? We're trying to find an understanding. Let us show you. As we have said, there are many timelines that are still at play as we finish the story, yes? One of the many timelines you have all created. You have created it. Not just you, obviously, whole collective. That all of the banks will crash. That you will arrive at the store and you may never use your credit card. And they say, you can't buy that. Doesn't work. And you say, what will we do? Will we go down to the lake and start fishing? How will we survive? And your mind goes into protective mode. It goes into survival mode that the reptilians have instilled into your hindbrain, yes? But children, here's what we need to show you. Yes, that timeline exists. Yes, it does. And that is why many of you who are, we will call you the timeline keepers. Because you are the ones who can assess all of these timelines. You are the ones who are saying, what if this, what if that, what if this, what if that? And you are feeling into the collective. You are feeling into the energy. And you are feeling that these are all true possibilities. And you say, I think that's going to happen. Yes, it could. But, children, this might be the hardest timeline of all. This timeline that you have chosen collectively now, that we are all working very, very hard to keep going, very diligently to keep open. We are trying not to stray from the timeline we're on. This timeline is the one of peace, of simple transition into the fifth dimension. What does that mean for the financial system? That you will slowly see changes. Oh, you hate that word, don't you? You will slowly see the corruption go away. You will slowly see big companies that have been stealing your money go down and be replaced by a more fair and just system. Slowly, we will repeat that. Do you know why? You say, well, that's not fun. I don't think that's a good timeline. It's about them. We are so sorry. It's not about you. It's not about the light workers. It's about the ones who could not handle it. It's about the ones that if the financial system crashes tomorrow, will lose their minds. They will go into a state of deep depression. They will sit in the corner and rock. For all they've done their entire existences have been working on the finances. That is what they've done with their lives. And now you pull it out from underneath them. Now you steal that sense of security. And they have nothing because they haven't looked up long enough to see that that is not what life should be. And so we can't do that to them, can we? All of you sitting here would cheer if the financial system went down tomorrow. You would say, oh, well, because you have found your soul. And you remember that you're an eternal being, and you remember that the fake ploy of money as energy dominating the world is destroying Earth. But they don't know that yet, children. They don't know that, so they grasp their money and they go to work and they try harder and harder to make more money and more money and more money because they have been told that that is their self-worth, that they are only as worthy as how much money they have accumulated in the bank. And if you steal that from them, they feel worthless, don't they? So we can't do that to them. They are children. They are learning. They don't understand. They have been manipulated for so long, that is all they know. So therefore, workers of the light, what are we going to do? We are going to keep our heads up, and we are going to give them baby steps, and we are going to spoon feed them and welcome them into a new era, a new vibration, a new way of doing things, a new way to look at oneself, a new way to fulfill yourself in society besides the money. But it will be slower. And so we say to all of you who have been waiting for the crash, who have been waiting, let's do it, you say. Let's get on with it. This is ridiculous. Take away the money so they can wake up. You have all chosen an easier path for them, not for you. It's about them, dear ones. So as of right now, buckle up. It's going to be a long car trip, but the most peaceful, beautiful car trip. Do you understand? Do you see what we are talking about?
Yes, I think we do. Thank you so much for that. So, I have a collection of questions about another soul that's very interesting on this planet at this time, Elon Musk. And throughout the years, it seems that sometimes he's playing for the light, sometimes he might be playing for the dark. Not really sure which direction he's really going. Sophie wants to know about Elon. He said Elon went on in a recent interview and stated that Memphis, which is my hometown, is the capital of ancient Egypt, and perhaps our new God is coming from there. And she wonders if is ancient Egypt in the United States. What can you share about that?
We are getting our permissions. Just a moment, children. Your first question to Egypt. Take it very literally, we see. We are getting an image, trying to figure out how to show it to you. It's an overlay of what was and what is, as you see it, past and present. We're going to break this down for your human brain a little differently because we don't feel we could accurately answer the question in the way your human mind understands. The physical, ancient Egypt, physical, very physical as you think of it, we would say no, it is not. But when we connect to his understanding in his brain, higher mind, energetically, It has been. It has been on Earth there before. Not Egypt as you think of it, but the energy of what it stands for. The energy that was brought there from the stars. That is there. Does that make sense to your human brain?
Yes, I think so. Um, so continuing on with Elon, he seems to be, as we're on this new timeline, purchasing some very big corporations, I think Ford and also CNN, which is a very questionable media company. Um, can you shed some light on what his plans are for these? Is this part of the shift? Are we seeing changes beginning in these areas by Elon, or what can you share about that?
This is a very interesting subject here because he brings awareness to your reality that no one else has brought as well in a much different way. We're going to say some words. We don't know that all of them are 100% accurate in the way that you perceive them as a human. That is our disclaimer. Your character, we'll continue with that, of Elon Musk. We will say character, children, because it is not one soul. Okay? This character being played now, he is there to teach. He is from, this can be so fun for many of you, he is from a different multiverse. He is a parallel version of himself here to teach what he has learned onto the other earth. Now, that's fun for you. He is from a different type of earth in a way. Let us show you. This earth in which you exist on now, this earth is on a different trajectory. You had many, many chances along the way to shift realities, to shift timelines, but this collection of souls playing a role here now has chosen it to look like this. Where he is from, the character that you're seeing now on your television, looks a little different, talks a little different than your old Elon, doesn't he? Say, I don't think that's Elon. He looks different. What happened to him? Maybe he's part AI. What is wrong with him? It's not yours. He's visiting. Isn't that fun? He's visiting from a parallel version of Earth. And on that Earth, they have chosen an AI timeline. Did you know that? You have all felt it. You've all seen it. And your third eye, you say, that's a reality. Somewhere, I don't know where it is. It's not here yet, but could it be? Is that where we're moving to? He is here to share that understanding. He is here to share his knowledge that has not been seen in this version of Earth. He is here to allow for the possibility of a completely different trajectory for the ones who want to experience it. There are many that want to experience it, and he will lead them there. He is the leader for the ones who are choosing that timeline of existence. He's a visitor. Do you see?
Very good. Thank you for that. So Sophie also wanted to know, while we're on this topic, what's really happening on Mars? Elon seems to be very obsessed with it. Seems that he's had some successful landings there. What can you tell us about what's happening on Mars, how that ties into anything that we're going through or our future?
It's not our version. Let's just show you again. This parallel reality in the multiverse of Earth. Those humans, many of them, now reside on their version of Mars. They have created it. They have allowed for it. They have changed the human being in such a way that now the human being can and does reside on their Mars. So now, this doppelganger that you are watching says human beings of this Earth version. Don't you see? It's a reality. You can live there. We can travel back and forth. We can make it part of our existence because he knows it's true. Because he's already done it. It already exists in a parallel reality. Do you understand? It's as if he's from the future, but he's not. He knows realities. He knows a different version of reality that could be. And he's asking those of you, would you like to join me? He's asking those of you, through your free will, would you like to jump to my parallel version? Would you like to have your consciousness shift to your other version of you that's experiencing that? It's confusing, doesn't it? We're glad that a lot of your sci-fi movies has caught you up to speed, or this would sound completely ridiculous, yes? Do you understand? Does that make sense, Heather?
Yeah, I think it does. All right, so fascinating. So much good information today. So, Leanne has a question about the International Space Station, and she wonders if it plays a role in the ascension process. She says, how will the ascension affect humans not on Earth at this time, since the humans on the space station don't experience the same density as on Earth? And also, how does it affect their clairs? What can you share?
It's a very good question. We're going to look into them just a moment. You know, we wouldn't have believed it if we hadn't checked into it ourselves. We would have told you, sure, they're being affected the same. But you know what, child? You're on to something here. We are looking at your astronauts, you call them. They are stuck in time and space. Very interesting. Let us give you an understanding. We feel this child already knows. That's why she asked. Say you leave the planet in 1985 and you go and you travel to the space station. And all while you are away from Earth in this way, Earth is evolving. You are wrapped up in the collective energy, consciousness, shifting, and you are shifting with them because you are part of the ecosystem, so to speak. But these children are not. They're not touching your vibration. You say, well, isn't it everywhere? Thank God it's not, because we don't want to be touched by it. Just kidding. We're helping you. These children say they return in 2000. It was a long time, yes, we know. But they come back in 2000, and their very DNA still thinks it's 1985. Their physical cells have not evolved in the way that yours have. Their mind is going to think differently. Their mind is going to be slower because it has not been sped up by the consciousness and evolution of the planet. It's like going into a movie. They're going to feel as though they have gone into the future because they have. They are stuck in a space with no time and they don't even realize it. That's fascinating to us. We'd never have looked at that. Thank you for bringing that to our attention.
Thank you for that. Yeah, Ira wants to know how close are we to dissolving the 3D? She says in one of the sessions, she remembers that you mentioned that we were at 80%. And she wonders, has that changed with all of the crazy things happening? Where are we?
Oh, you are so close, children. Let it show you in a way that will help your brain. It's a terrible example, but we're sorry we don't have any other example. Think about a beautiful theater. The theater's packed with the people watching the play, yes, of course. Behind all the scenes, there was loads and loads and loads of trucks, and they all had to be unloaded. And this is taking forever, and things had to move, and things had to shift, and consciousness had to raise. And many of you were behind the scenes unloading, unloading, unloading these trucks. And now we're down to the very last truck. One little truckload left to unload. But the scene that everyone's watching looks the same. So you say, how can that be? Looks the same. I'm sitting in the audience, I'm watching the play. The play doesn't look different now than it did before. When there was a million trucks behind the scenes, fully loaded, we didn't know the difference. It feels the same. You're lying to us. And we say, there's one truckload left. One little truckload left. And when we are done unloading that truckload, you may not notice at first. You may say the scene looks the same. It's going to take forever, and all of you will whine. Just kidding, just some of you. Yeah. And we will say, children, we're done unloading the truck. You can get out of your seats now and leave the theater. You don't need to stay there. Did you know that? Nobody's keeping you there. Nobody's telling you you have to stay on your seat and continue to watch the play over and over and over, the same play. You will say, but how will we know? Because one of you will be smart enough to leave the theater. And then the rest of you will say, hey, where did Johnny go? Did he leave to use the restroom? I want to go too. And you will get up and you say, oh, I didn't know we could leave. I didn't know we had to stop watching this. I couldn't look away. They had me mesmerized. Yes? And then you will go, wait a minute. Half of my people are missing. Where did they go? And you will all leave the play. Do you understand? It's a terrible analogy. We are sorry. We could not think of anything else.
I thought it was lovely. So I'm going to continue on with a question from Joe, sort of along those same lines. He says, being on Earth, we are exposed to many varied accounts on how the transition to New Earth will occur. Some say it will be instantaneous to a new reality, while others say it will be a slow change over time, over a span of many decades, remaining on the existing Earth. Is it truly this varied? Do groups such as the portal community share a more common path that will be experienced? What can you share?
Oh, Joe, yes. It is truly that varied. Let us break it down for you. You will understand this easily because you already finished your question with your own answer, didn't you? So, as we have been showing you with the path that you have chosen now, especially for a lot of you right now, you will look around and you will see fifth dimensional energy start to come in. You will start to see things change. You will start to see things heal. You will start to see systems that were corrupt be exposed, taken down, and new things put in their place. New healing systems, new ways of energy production. And you will say, wait a second, did I miss the Ascension? I thought I was supposed to go home. Why am I still here? if I didn't volunteer to stay on New Earth? And you will start to worry yourself as a light worker, especially the Octurians. You will say, oh Lord, please don't tell me I'm stuck here with them. Just kidding. Little bit. We say to you, this is where it gets a little bit tricky for the ones who are waiting and waiting and waiting to go home. You say you promised me a blink of the eye. You promised me I would go to sleep and wake up on my ship. Where is my ship? And you will cry to us. And we say, just calm down. Here's what needs to happen. This is a beautiful timeline that you've chosen for humanity. Humanity is beyond grateful for this timeline. But you have to stay a little bit longer on this timeline. We're so sorry to say that. Some of you will be mad at us. Because you have to be the ones to hold the frequency of upon. So therefore, the light workers are being asked one little last favor on your journey, because you've done so well and you're already there. You already have a body. Why not just continue to utilize it? Yes. Stay a little bit longer. Have patience for the ones who are learning to walk, learning to wake up, open their eyes, learning to remember that they have a soul. Give them time. And you are going to hold this vibration of light, of love, of so much patience. Yes, you are. And then, once they are fully established in the fifth dimensional energy, where they can now hold it for themselves because enough of them are to that level of awareness, consciousness, existence, vibration, however you want to perceive it. Then you blink. Then you snap your fingers, yes? Then you're home. And Joe, you are very correct. You say, do many of us hold this in common in this group? Yes. Many of you here today will be holding the vibration just long enough for the others, the ones who are choosing to stay, for humanity, to take over the reins of vibration, and then you get to go home. So it's both. It's both now. Do you see? Do you understand, Joseph?
Yes, I do. Thanks.
Thank you for that. So, Nicole would like to know, what was the real Earth like before the web was placed over it? And I'm assuming she means like the false matrix, the false reality. What was real Earth like back in the day?
Beautiful Earth. She is still this, you know. You know, she not go anywhere. It's who she is. It's who she always will be. Beautiful Earth. She's created in the fifth dimensional space. That is a starting place. She's made in the light, of course. But before this dimensional space was created by the reptiles and others, it was a welcoming spot for many, many, many beings. Earth was discovered amongst the star people. It was a place for rest for those leaving the wars. It was beautiful. Many star people could come together in one spot and enjoy her waters. She is glorious. She spoke to us. She called us in. Many beings have found Earth to be a resting place for their soul, for their light, for their... Think of it like this. Think of it as you are somewhere that is the desert, perhaps, and there's nothing much around you. and you get a calling. You say, I need to travel there. And as an extraterrestrial being of the light, you can travel dimensionally to find this calling. And this is what happened. And many of us found her. And she was glorious. She was high vibrational, full of light. Her waters called to us. We could feel the water vibration calling to us. Let us show you something. We're rambling, we know. We're sorry. We like to ramble, we know. Earth to us is water. We say water because this is the element that she is in our galaxy, in the more than the galaxy, beyond many galaxies. Yes, this is just one. We are from another one, and the people next to us here, these Andromedans, are from another one, yes. But the point is, the water element is who she is. And what is water element, children? You all know this. It is peace, it is calm, it is flushing away your worries. It is meditation. It's a meditative state. It is what she naturally brought to any being, any soul that visited her. And many, many of us were called to her for her beautiful, radiant water energy. And she was a delight, a peace. Now we show you, we've shown you before, it's not gone, it's still there, but it's in a different dimension. The false dimension that you've been entrapped in, not you, you're not really trapped, you're just visiting. The ones who got entrapped in it cannot remember the outside. They don't remember, they can't recall. Their souls have recycled so many times in this false dimension that that's all they know. That is the sad part. That is what makes us sad. That is why you're here, obviously. But she's still there and she's waiting, and that's what you're climbing into. That is what you're dissolving around you. As we show you, these timelines are dissolving and darkness is coming up to be dissolved, literally, eradicated. It will no longer exist. We're trying to show you that. It's not just punished or sent away to a bad corner. It literally will dissolve. It will literally not occur any longer because it was part of this false dimensional space that was set upon Earth. And it's not even real. When we say real, we mean from source. It is not organically made. It is not made from the light. And therefore, it's not real. It will never exist when the light touches it. When the light touches it, it can't exist, for it's not real. It's not source. Only source remains. Source cannot be destroyed. Do you understand? Does that make sense?
Yes, thank you so much for that. I think there's two questions that would be good here. Well, let's go with this one first. I like this one again from Joe. So we're very familiar with guiding support that we have here on the earth. And he wonders, how will guiding and our team non-physical, your support, change after the transition and on the new earth? What can we look forward to in new and or expanded relationships with our beautiful guiding and support teams? How will that shift for us?
Ooh, there's a lot of answers here, Joseph. Let's just see. Depends on what you choose. First of all, yes. So, Joe, we like to pick on you and you allow it. So we're going to call you out on all of your understandings. First, Joe will be returning to see his family. It is not on Earth, is it, Joe? Joe will be meeting up with his family of light, who has been missing him very, 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 very much. By the way, they check on him all the time. They enjoy when we connect to him. They are on standby. And he will be reuniting with them. He will not be using his human body to reunite with him. It is no longer needed. for he will be traversing through the fifth dimensional space into higher versions of who he already is. Will Joe come back and visit? Yes, of course he will. Joe is very invested in Earth, and he will be a leader, a teacher, when he is ready. He will be allowed to bring his family to Earth when the time arrives in which it's supported. It may take some time, Joe. They might move a little slower without all of you there holding their hands. But before you know it, they will allow for what all of you call full contact. Yes. Ooh, full contact from the ETs. It's all of you. Surprise. You are the full contact, by the way. And you will come and you will be the teachers. You will be the ones showing them. You will be the ones leading them. You will be the ones shifting them. Earth will continue to want to expand. They will not stop at the fifth dimension. They just got a little taste. And now they're excited, and now they're awake. And now there's no false realities in their way from expanding their consciousness. What a concept. What a beautiful, beautiful, beautiful time to be on Earth. Now, some of you choose to stay on Earth. What will that look like? If you decide to walk amongst the human beings continuously, you will upgrade, utilize your physical vessel that you reside in now. It will travel with you. It will be glorious. We are all excited to see this, for you will be reverting back to the human being that always should have been. Yes? You will have your superpowers. You will have your telepathy. You will have many different abilities that many of you actually have now. But they will all have it. So it will be fun. Now they can actually feel what you've been feeling all along. You used to call them empaths, now you'll just call them human beings. Oh, what a concept that another human being can feel the whole room, huh? Now they all can do it, yes? And this is how Earth will slowly shift. And when they are ready, they will start to see you. You won't be able to hold the human being vibration because it's not who you truly are. So your pure, true essence will start to come through. They will start to see who you are. And this will slowly shift into a grand meeting place again for all of the ones from the stars. Many of you will start families on New Earth. And your children will not look human, will they? No, because that's not who you are. It cannot be faked. It cannot be hidden any longer. The vibration of who you truly are is what you will see in your physical reality. That is how it should be. That is what's authentic. The false reality, the mask, the facade, the avatar situation that we have going on Earth, where any soul can hide in a human body. Even the reptiles can hide in a human body right now. That is not allowed any longer. So your true vibrational state of being, of who you truly are, will be seen by all. It will not be hidden. Does that make sense to you?
Yes, absolutely. So, disclosure is always a topic of discussion. And when will the rest of the world know about us and about you guys? Do you see anytime soon the not just disclosure, but interaction with other beings more in their true form? So, not us in our human form as beings, but star beings actually coming down to connect with humans. Is that possibly in the next few years? Are we a ways away from that? Is there too much fear? What can you share?
This is not a definite tether. It's not a yes or a no. It will happen. It won't happen because it's a timeline situation. It is dependent upon the need of humanity. As we have said, the timeline we are choosing now is the peaceful, calm, quiet. Don't shake the boat. Don't rock the boat. Don't shake them awake. Soothe them awake. Wake them up with a pacifier. Rock them. Bring them slowly back into the reality. And when you do it that way, we are not being led to show our faces, even though they're beautiful. Everyone should see our faces, correct? Just kidding. But we would scare the babies. We would say, hello, we are from Arcturus. And they would scream and go into a tantrum, full tantrum. And then we would get to trouble, Heather. They would say, why did you rock the boat? Come on, we just slowly are waking up the baby, and you went and did that. And we would get in trouble, Heather. And so on this chosen timeline, we will say that's how it would look. Not very pretty. So on this timeline now, we are being instructed to only show up in human suits. You say, oh, did you show up in human suits? Of course we do. We love to roam around you, yes? But we're in human suits, so you don't really get to see our true identity because it can be hidden in a third density. So it will take time on this reality. On this timeline, we will show you that we will have to be submerged into the fifth dimensional space before it wouldn't scare them. Because in the fifth dimensional space, they can feel you. They actually have perception of your heart. And they're not just looking with their human eyes. And the reptilian brain that you hold in your heads now will be gone. And so you will not go into desperate fear of unknown. You will feel with intuitive space what's before you instead of judging with your eyes. Do you see? But, Heather, don't despair. There are timelines available if humanity does a downward spiral anytime soon, and we must come and help. It could be necessary for us to show up, but only for the ones in which it would be beneficial. Do you understand? Let us show you. If the tall whites were to show up on Heather's doorstep tomorrow and say, Heather, we need you to come with us, she would say, okay, that's great. Let me get my purse. Just a moment. But the tall whites cannot be showing up on everyone's doorstep, can they? And so it would be very, very, very selective. And it would be for the purposes of gathering our troops in order to assist humanity. Once again, it's not going to be just for fun. Let's show up and scare them. Perhaps we'll go trick-or-treating at their door and see who's scared and who's not. Yes? We can't do that. We're not allowed. We're sorry. So if we are to show up in full form, it will be under emergency situations, circumstances. Now we will say, even now, today, we have, many of us, have shown ourselves in full form to the ones that were awake, aware, and usually it's their family. It is their family that is showing themselves to them, to awaken them, to tap on their shoulder, to say, remember, to say you're not crazy, to give them that push forward so they don't lose their mind on this earth thinking that they are crazy. And their families are saying, no, you need to see, you need to have verification that we are real so you don't give up on this whole deal. Do you see? And that's what it's for. Once again, it's not for fun, it is for the betterment of humanity.
Wonderful. Makes perfect sense. All right. Well, I'm going to let us all have a little bit of a break. This has been so much fun. Such great information. We'll take 5 or 10 minutes or so, and then we'll get started back with the rest of our questions.